now we're going to take a couple of minutes and go into more depth in one part of the book. This is the part about money and prosperity attitudes. There's another section of the book on handling your finances, but this is different. This is the very emotional issue of money, how to ask for money, how to get how much you need, how to not feel greedy, but still be paid a proper amount so that you can pay your own bills. I won't go into the entire chapter, but I will go into one of the processes. This is a valuable, rich chapter because so many of us are injured in the area of finances. We may have inherited injury from our parents who maybe went through the Great Depression, or our grandparents who did so. Whatever the reason is, a lot of us really struggle with the issue of money and with poverty consciousness and feeling too greedy or not greedy enough. There is a concern that business means competition. You've got to outdo the person next to you. You've got to shine brighter and convince everyone that you're better than everyone else, so they should come to you. Throw that idea out the window. That's an old business model. Some people still use it, yes, and some people are still cutthroat. Yes, that doesn't mean you have to be. You also don't have to be the opposite of that. You don't have to be a mushy person who wallows in poverty in order to feel spiritually good. And I'm wording that because I've seen it. I'm wording it that way because I've seen that so many times. People feel that they must be soft and mushy and not ask for anything and just give away everything they have in order to be spiritually good. That is really not a helpful attitude. It is a helpful attitude if you're planning to be monastic. It's very valid in some circumstances. But if you don't have a goal to be monastic, then that's not a helpful attitude to take either. So I would suggest an attitude of very enthusiastic and grateful cooperation. Cooperate with your peers. Work together with your peers to create something wonderful together that benefits all of you. Maybe find other people who have your exact kind of therapy or your exact kind of business. Or find others whose business is compatible and harmonious with yours, but is not exactly the same. And together you enhance one another in the way that many restaurants and art galleries work together. The artists hang their work in the restaurant on the restaurant's walls. The restaurants get free artwork, and the artists sell their art straight off of the walls. It's a very harmonious and compatible way to cooperate in business for the benefit of both. There's so many ways that this can happen. A chiropractor and a massage therapist, for example. The chiropractor could require that clients have a massage before their adjustment, and it will do so much good for both. Craniosacral therapy. Oh my gosh, if you have craniosacral therapy before you go to a chiropractor, or anyway, all of those work together beautifully. Psychotherapists and energy healers, Reiki practitioners and that type of hands-on energy healers, oh my gosh, they can do so much work on the emotional blockages with someone who's in psychotherapy. I had many psychotherapists who would send me their clients who were really stuck, and I would do some energy work, they'll go back to their therapy with much greater results. So cooperate, it really helps. With prosperity attitudes, there's a little process that you can go through for yourself. Glasses on. If you have some triggers on the subject of making money, I suggest you try this exercise. Number 1, identify some of your dysfunctional attitudes about money, likely learned in childhood. What did your parents say and think about money? Your friends? What lifelong attitudes towards money does your spouse or partner have? So write those down. Figure out what phrases really trigger you, and you realize you're parroting what your parents or your partner or somebody said. Then number 2, create a list of your current beliefs about money. This may take some thought on your part, but elsewhere in the book we have a lot of possibilities listed so that you can identify what are your beliefs from among those. Number 3, create an adjacent list listing the money attitudes of your spouse, your business partner, your best friends. The people in your immediate life circle affect you tremendously, just as you affect them. The money attitudes of the main people around you are going to be your money attitudes as well. Number 4, decide which beliefs serve you well and which you're now ready to discard. And write down the money attitudes that you're ready to discard. Write them down on a list. Number 5, write up a list of the new attitudes that you now intend to follow. The new beliefs about money that you now intend to incorporate. And number 6, put those 2 lists where you'll see them often. Every time you see them, say to yourself, I'm finished with these old attitudes. I fully accept the new attitudes. And then read those new attitudes about money every day. To give you some more idea about what some of these attitudes might be, I have a list in this book of some destructive attitudes about money and some constructive attitudes about money. I'd like to read a few from each list so that you can have an idea of what it is that we're talking about. Some destructive attitudes towards money. Money corrupts, it's the source of all evil. Well, the original quote is, love of money is the source of all evil. But people have misinterpreted that to say money is the source of all evil. Wealthy people are heartless, wasteful, and greedy. There's never enough money to meet my needs, only scarcity. I must work very, very hard to make my living. Nobody's helping me. I'll have to do whatever I can to grab what I want for myself. If I rise above poverty level, my peers won't relate to me anymore. True spiritual work should not have a price tag attached. Any of those ring a bell? I bet some of you are really relating to some of those. Here are some positive attitudes more money, constructive attitudes towards money. You can just turn those old beliefs around and adopt these instead. This is a universe of infinite resources, and I receive my share. The more money I receive, the more I have to recycle into someone else's life. Money represents an even exchange of energy and appreciation. Money is a simplification of a barter system and can work really well. I welcome a flow of money into my life so I may radiate abundance and give generously to others. I am delighted to participate in bringing new energy to the old monetary system through my positive attitude. I'm grateful for the prosperity that blesses me abundantly and fills my needs. My example of graceful abundance inspires and uplifts others. I always have more money than I need, so I may share. Doesn't that feel better? I'd like to finish this with a quote from Lao Tzu, an ancient Chinese philosopher. He says, continuing to fill a pail after it is full, water will be wasted. Continuing to grind an axe after it's sharp will wear it away. Excess of light blinds the eye. Excess of sound deafens the ear. Excess of sweets deadens the taste. He who possesses moderation is lasting and enduring. With that in mind, you don't have to worry that one day you'll be really greedy if your business is successful. You won't end up as a greedy pig if that's your fear. No. When you've received enough, you'll begin sharing with others and giving. You will, because that's your nature.